Hello, hello. Welcome to Domination on Trap. We are rocking the Kitakaze tonight. Kitakaze. So this was a ship that I hated, and now we're kind of learning to love her. So if you were like me, and you were like, oh, it's a Japanese destroyer, I'll hook up my torpedo-centric commander to her, you would have been doing it wrong. That's what we were doing. We were doing it wrong, and that's why we hated the ship. I was like, you get literally one torpedo launcher, and then these reloads, like the torpedo reload boosters, kind of, you get two of them, and then it takes forever to, for those to come back, right? I was playing around with trying to do a cruiser commander build on this ship, because then you get an extra. You could use fully packed, and then get extra smokescreen, extra engine boost, extra torpedo reload booster, right? But and then you pretty much have to play this ship like a cruiser anyway. I'm just too addicted to the like when you suffer engine damage or steering gear damage. I'm too addicted to the legendary perk where you still have the maneuverability, right? So because like if someone's shooting at you, you get engine damage, you fix it, and then if you're still taking bullets, it comes right back half the time, right? So I like having some maneuverability. I like not feeling completely helpless and dead in the water as a destroyer, right? Yeah. So, but yes, this is a gunboat, and you really have to, kind of tweak your commander and do your build based on the guns. And with the more recent update, at this point it's like been a week or two since the update, and then we were like, oh, this got buffed, we should try it. But this ship has gotten a little bit of a buff. So reload time is better, and HE shell damage has been improved as well. And you can see we are we've got help here, but we are just tearing this gearing apart, and he gets really lucky. We keep firing here just to try and get the last little bit off of him, but we stopped hitting. So I don't know if he was backing up or what, but we're taking the chances because we're not spotted, so we might as well, right? And then we'll make the break into the zone. Since we've scared him off, I doubt he's coming back anytime soon, right? So we'll sneak into the zone and then see what we can hit. But the range on this is good, so we've finally done an appropriate commander build, and we'll go through and I'll show you how I have it set up, and then at the end of the video, and then I'll also go through Wargaming's World of Warships Legends website with the tweaks that they made with this this last update. So there's several ships have sort of had tweaks similar to this, where they've either been buffed or nerfed, whatever however you want to call it. If things have been improved, people call it buff, nerfed. Things got made worse, right? But range is really great too. So now that we have a better build, a gun build on this ship. And then we've basically done range, accuracy, almost like we've built out a cruiser, right? So we'll get our smoke screen going here, and we'll be able to just spam this Yamato with just all bullets all day long, right? While defending this zone, right? So, and then the gearing that we left, that got away, he's got pretty slow reload on his torps. So then this game here, I don't even have all the upgrades done for this ship. We're still working through it. It's the tier 8, right? But once you get the hull upgrade, it goes up above 20,000 hit points. So right now, you can look at the bottom left. We're at 16,200. And then, all the damage we get here, I don't even know if we get a torpedo hit in this game, but all the damage we've got so far has been all guns. And if you just look, we've got help. Somebody else is doing the same thing and just spamming bullets on this Yamato. But, you can tell which ones are ours. They're a little bit different color. They're a little oranger, right? I need to find a Commander Geist to put on this one, because it's just cool. The amount of bullets you can throw at ships, and then they do decent amount of damage, and then if you're triggering fires, like, look at 30,000. There's a torpedo. We don't have to worry about that one. Yeah, so we'll sit here and just spam him until he's out of range, or until somebody else shows up, right? Well, we've got our smoke screen going at least. We're about to lose our smoke screen, so that'll be good timing. He'll be out of range. Smoke screen will be running out about the same time. But yeah, he's like, I don't like this. I don't like all these bullets, you guys. Somebody help. More torps, that's going to force us to move. Somebody's probably just gearing, or somebody from long range just dumping them into the smoke screen just because. There he is. Can we finish him off here? If we can aim, we can finish him. Sometimes we can't aim. Sometimes that's our downfall, is our inability to hit targets. There we go. We get the kill for that one. We are no longer spotted either, so we don't have to worry about that cruiser dumping stuff our way. Who is it? Yeah, wait, like that cruiser's taking himself out of play. If you look at the mini-map, I'm talking about the one that was closest to us. He was down here by Zone A, and then he got, he got scared off between, I don't know if it probably wasn't us. It was probably more like the battleship. That's our battleship support. But we've got a allied battleship, looks like maybe a Schleifen or something, in the B hole over here in Zone B. And then Stalingrad picked us up for a second with the radar, but somebody murdered him, so. But yeah, it was kind of like, oh man, like with the 4 destroyers on the enemy team over by C, and that battleship is just riding the edge of Zone B on our team. I'm like, man, you're gonna get, there's some torpedoes gonna come through there. But we could play defensively now that we have 2 zones and the scores, we're actually up on points as well. So, just because of the time that we've had Zone A for, I wasn't paying attention to when Zone B got capped, but we're up enough on points even though we're even on ships, right? We do have one more battleship than they do too, so, when you kill a battleship, you get a little more points. And then if you're the enemy team, the other team loses a little more points too than versus destroyers and cruisers, right? So, the bigger ships, the bigger the point swing, basically. Small end, this would be an awesome battle. So I do have another Kitakaze video out there where we kind of go toe-to-toe with some destroyers too, so look for that one. But we still didn't have the full, 20,000 health that the ship comes with once you get it upgraded, right? But we managed to go toe-to-toe with destroyers and just annihilate them. It's, when you get into the destroyer gun battle, this is the ship that's gonna win out, right? Especially if you have it outfitted correctly with the right commander, right? Unlike us in the past, where we were doing it wrong, right? So we'll hang out here. The reason I'm not kind of pressing forward, I don't want to try and take on a cruiser, right? But we can be defensive here. I can wait for these destroyers to show up to try and get this zone cap, and because we're up on points. We got 2 zones, now we're up a ship even, and he's trying to just get lucky. I'm at full health, man. Even if you get lucky with 1 bullet, it's not gonna matter. Mogadar. Yeah, he's gonna get taken out before we get a chance to shoot. We'll lob our, oh no, I was gonna say we'll be able to shoot and see what happens, but no. We'll give our guys the thumbs up here. Yeah, 46,000 damage done. No torpedo hits whatsoever. And there's still some time left here. Still some time left. So this is where at the point of the game where I get bored. And I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go find them. I kind of want to wait for this timer to run out. As long as, somebody plays smart, it doesn't have to be us. As long as somebody on our team plays smart, we should be able to win this, right? Let's go. I mean, worst case scenario, it's going to be the destroyer that spots us, and then everyone's going to shoot us, right? But we've got one more smoke screen. Was there a battleship? That was probably a Schleifen or something. I don't remember. And then a Des Moines. Was it the Des Moines? Who is this? We might be able to dump torpedoes at him. Oh, it's a Kurfürst. Kurfürst has sonar too. Ugh. He's German, and then a Des Moines has really long-range radar. Okay, we're probably, yeah. We're going to smoke up here and see what happens, but I think if one of them's paying enough attention, oh, of course we're the only one spotting. If one of them's paying enough attention, the Kurfürst I think's got to get within 5.5 or something for his sonar, but yeah, the Germans have the longer range sonar. And I know the Des Moines, I've made the mistake in assuming the Des Moines had 9-kilometer radar instead, but it's 9.9, so yeah. Alright, we're getting picked up sonar, man, 5.7 from the Kurfürst here. So we're getting picked up by that, so we're going to try and back out and angle a little bit better, but I don't have a lot of hopes for our survival at this point, but we're going to damage farm as much as we can. Oh, his sonar died out, sweet. Sweet deal. He dodged a lot of torpedoes there. I bet you he's going to be overconfident in his... And then Des Moines, hoping he doesn't have radar. The second he realizes it's coming from this smoke screen, if he's got radar. But just look at how we're tearing him apart. We're just little destroyer, and he's just getting his butt kicked. Get a torpedo hit on the curve first. Oh my gosh, just brutal. Japanese cruise destroyer. Just wasted that Des Moines. We popped the high caliber. 120,000 damage. That torpedo helped a little bit, right? So I have no idea where this destroyer is, so we'll go in for the cap, obviously. Like, it's like, what else are you gonna do? But you know, if he pops up, we've got one last torpedo reload launcher booster thingy-mabobber that we will use, and then we'll shoot our guns like you're supposed to do, because that's the only things you do in this game. Because that's how the game works. There needs to be a like commander guys that's like called Captain Obvious or something, and then you know all of the commands and stuff that you could, like the voice commands you can send are like really super obnoxious and sarcastic. Like someone do that. Someone make that happen. I need this in my life. No information. I wonder, was he even ever spotted? Like, is it a... Man, we're gonna win on points here. Oh, he's in the B hole. Alright, reload booster so we can send our torps over there. They're a whole 8-kilometer range. So they, like, barely make it into the zone. Then we'll swing around and see what's what, but we're probably going to win on points before he even gets spotted. We might even win on points before he'd be able to cap the zone. Yeah, he was probably hunting our battleship. Yeah, I don't see... Oh, and he was spotted in the sea. We were on top of it on the mini-map. Our ship was on top. Really? Alright, he just left the zone. We're just going to win on points now. Boring. We will see where we end up on the leaderboard, and then we'll quick go through the commander, and then I'll also show you kind of the buffs and nerfs from the World of Warship blog or whatever. That'll take like 2 minutes to go through those, and then you can of course just pause the video if you want to look at one. But yeah, 2,500 XP. That puts us at the top of the leaderboard for the Kitakaze. Pretty good game, and then yeah, we're using Takeo Kurita, I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong, but yeah, rain battery reload and HE shell damage inspirations. Obviously, I'm never perfect. I literally don't look things up. I just kind of go by my play style and how I feel. So if something is obvious that I'm doing wrong here, let me know. Leave me a comment what might work better for me. A lot of times I take your guys' advice and make tweaks, right? So yeah, this is the legendary perk I just can't get away from in a destroyer, right? So we will go through the kind of buffs and nerfs of the ship just really quick in a second here, but please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers. That is kind of YouTube's sweet spot before I become a real person, So, and then obviously, like the video, but, don't like the video if you didn't really like the video, Like, don't be that guy. I'm not that guy. I don't like videos I don't like, right? There's our single torpedo launcher on this ship. It does at least drop 6. Like, you get some good spread out of that one, right? And then I love this, I don't know where this paint job came from, but I have a habit of like unique paint jobs. I make them into permanent camouflage, but yeah. So Schleifen here gets some nerfs to reload time for main battery and then secondary battery stuff. One of the big ones was Stalingrad. People were kind of up in arms about Stalingrad. So actually they added HE shells. She did not have HE shells before. But for the most part, you were using AP shells anyway with that ship. Like, you almost never use HE anyway. And then Alaska, we just did a video on the Alaska yesterday. for her buffs. But yeah, she gets a little bit of a nerf too when it comes to fire damage. But main battery reload and range have been increased a little bit. And then some tweaks to armor. Some of those things are kind of bad though, right? Shimikaze, they took away some detectability, so that's a little bit worse, but like that's nothing crazy, right? Hyzen, Prince Ruprecht, St. Louis, like these are ships I don't really play as a lot. They're tier 8s. Some of them I don't even have unlocked, so yeah. So that's that. Same with Neptune and the Sumner. We're working towards it. We're working towards it. Since we don't put a lot of real money into the game, we gotta do some work. We gotta do some work to get ships. Here's the Kitakaze though, here right in the middle here. So yeah, main battery reload time reduced from 3.3 to 2.8. Like that's pretty significant. And then the HE shell penetration from 20 to 33 millimeter. Between that's like armor or something, you know, whatever. One of you guys who are smarter than me, right? And buffs to Monarch. That's probably one I should get out there and play with. Just because those are good ships. I'm trying to work through the new tech tree for the British battleship, so look for those videos. But yeah, Monarch we don't have. And then Kansas probably deserved a little bit of a nerf, especially if those that are using the Azure Lane Commander, right? But main battery AP shell damage reduced, and then reload time a little bit longer, right? Same with Charles, Martel, San Diego. They get a little bit of Buffy nerfiness happening there. And then Mogami as well. Mogami's a ship I like. You know me, I like the Japanese cruisers, so that's a welcome buff. We don't play as the Mogami too much, but I do think it was a challenging one to get through. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We will have more World of Warships videos on the way. Have a good night.